bachabazi, or boy play. It's a term used by men in Afghanistan to refer to the rape of young boys in the country. Physically confronting a local Afghan police commander for tying a young boy to a bed, raping him for days, and then beating the boy's mother has gotten a veteran U.S. Green Beret involuntarily discharged. RT's Lindsay France joins us now to fill us in on a troubling practice that U.S. military higher-ups are forcing service members to tolerate while training Afghan forces. Lindsay, tell us what you know about this situation.
Well, the incident that really led to this hitting the media happened back in 2011. Decorated Green Beret, Sergeant First Class Charles Martland, and his post commander, his post leader Daniel Quinn, were confronted with a report that one of the local police commanders, an Afghan police commander, had tied this young boy to a bed for between 7 and 10 days, and when his mother tried to rescue him, he beat the mother. So this was the fourth such report they had received. When they confronted the man, Daniel Quinn reports that the man laughed it off, admitted to it. This is all in the military reports that followed this up as an investigation. The man laughed it off, and that was when the two U.S. soldiers grabbed him and shoved him to the ground. This is when the man, Abdul Rahman, then reported that he had been mishandled by them. So this had been, as I said, the fourth report of this kind. And not only that, this had been well covered in the media, the culture of sort of using what is called T-boys as sexual partners in that part of the world. And the problem here is that the U.S. forces are forced to work with these people but not report anything. And that is one of the instances with Lance Corporal Gregory Buckley. He was killed in 2010 by a boy who, according to military reports, was being used as a T-boy. An Afghan militia leader had been investigated for the rape of boys and corruption and aiding the Taliban, but had somehow his position was stepped up. He was brought into an American forward operating base. And Gregory Buckley, before he was killed, called his dad, and according to his father, had said, "Dad, I can hear the boys screaming 1 floor below me as they are raped by this man." Leaders at the base had dashed off emails to leadership higher up about this man. Not long after that, one of those boys, one of those, as they say, T-boys, walked in to the gym there and gunned down Buckley and 2 other Marines. He was 17 years old. Now, what Buckley's father wants to know is where the order for that kill came from and why it happened, and he feels there's a cover-up. So there's a lot of things coming out right now about how these people are forced to take a morally troubling situation and turn a blind eye, or risk being kicked out, or if they respond as a normal human being would respond by possibly pushing someone to the ground.
Well, Lindsay, what support have these guys gotten so far? I mean, has anyone with authority stepped in?
One person with massive authority is Representative Duncan Hunter. He himself is a veteran. He has really stepped up to bat. He wrote a letter to Defense Secretary Ash Carter in which he said, "Mr. Secretary, I personally ask that you review the details of this case and intervene immediately." Sergeant First Class Martland stood up to a child rapist, which I am fully confident you believe is the right thing to do. And the fact that he will soon be involuntarily separated as a result is troubling. Hunter has also gone on to speak with media about what he sees as a natural human reaction to a report such as this and what he feels about it. Take a listen.
I think both of these guys showed major restraint in not bloodying him up more. So what we have to do now is we got to let people know what the military is doing, how the lawyers are running the show, how there's you have a zero defect mentality now, where if you do one thing that's perceived wrong,
over 11 years, 11 years,
11 years. So he had to stay in.
So Daniel Quinn is really the one who has been speaking to a lot of media. He decided to leave the military. Martland wanted to stay on, and then was after a long investigation, involuntarily discharged for pushing this man to the ground, who admitted to this atrocity. So there's a lot of emotions right now, and a lot more new information is coming out about the U.S. military and its stance on this practice.
RT's Lindsay France, thank you so much.